What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube. It's Rahul, your boy here, with recent top eighter from Hartford Regionals, Justin Kulas, who played Pikachu. How are you, Justin?
Good.
Can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to play Pikachu this last weekend?
So Friday, I was deciding between Pikarom and what's it called? What's it called? Toad Zoro. Yeah,
Okay.
Toad Zoro. I thought Toad Zoro would be good with Muck. Turns out, it's not,
Ah, regional.
and it still doesn't beat Pikarom. So I just played Pikarom because Reagan's list looked pretty good.
All right, let's look at the list a little bit. You played the Xurkitree-GX. Can you talk to us a little bit about why you played Xurkitree?
Xurkitree was there for Toad Zoro.
Okay.
And then I guess it's just good against some like random little things like the counter energy decks and all of that. And I
Oh,
did not attack with it once the entire weekend.
oh, lovely. Um, And then I guess another interesting tech that some lists are playing and some lists are not is the Cassius. How about that? How was that for you at the tournament?
Cassius was all right. I think I used it. Oh, actually, yes, I used it against a Drambagarb. Not realizing Sigilyph was weak to lightning, I made a mishap of Cassiusing my active damaged Pikarom and full blitzed right into a Sigilyph,
Lovely. Okay, so
one-shotting
misplays and
myself.
misplays. Okay,
That
lovely.
was the only time I used it the whole tournament. That's why I remember it.
All right, so I guess without further ado, I'll let you jump into your day one tournament report. You were first overall seed at the end of day one, but not first going
Yeah.
into top eight.
Well, going into day two and then going to the
Yeah, yeah.
top eight, it was.
You were first at the end of day one. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So round one, I played against Zorogarb. I don't remember a whole lot from it, other than that game one wasn't very close. I've got like 3 items in the discard. Once I full blitzed turn two, and there was literally nothing he could do. I think he missed an attack as well on turn two, so that game ended pretty quickly. Just going into tag bull after that. And then game two, he had a really poor start where he Shaymin for three. And his only out to a Zoroark or anything to evolve was a single Ditto, and I just benched Zapdos and Guzma it.
Well, very uneventful.
So that was a yeah, pretty uneventful round. Round two, I played against a Drampagarb, and that match was also pretty uneventful, except for the time I attacked into the Sigilyph. Not much happened. I didn't play items. Game one I was actually dead drawing, but it doesn't matter because I was able to just singular attach to a Pikarom 3 times, played no items, and it between two Pikaroms they just cleaned up 6 prizes. And then game two I did the Sigilyph thing and then ended up winning because I ended him to one and he drew nothing. So that. Um, round three, played against an Archie Stoice. What happened against Archie Stoice? Oh yeah, game one. I think he got the turn one Archie, but then I can't remember what he whiffed. He whiffed something. I think he may have whiffed the turn one attack because he went second, and it gave me room to just full blitz, and then him not be able to get the king draw the next turn just really left him kind of in a shaky spot. I was able to tag bolt the whatever was his active. I can't remember in his Blastoise. He wasn't able to get king draw. He knocked out my Pikarom, and then the last one I was able to play like a Choice Band and 2 Electropowers and take the last knockout on a GX. I don't remember. Um, game two, what happened? Oh yeah, he didn't get turn one Archie. He played a Tate and Lisa turn one, so I was already in a favorable position. I full blitzed. He got the Archies but missed the Onyx, so he wasn't able to knock me out. I GX'd his Blastoise again, and I was able. I think he benched the Onyx and missed, so I was able to like Guzma it or something. I remember killing that turn. Um, and then after that, he just kind of fell apart. He flipped some order pad tails and conceded. Um, then going into round four, I played against the Zorogarb with like the parallels.
Hmm.
It was a It's actually a pretty close matchup, even though you can't they can't like kill anything that way easily because of the dumbbells. It's really hard to knock out a Zoroark. Game one, I think it was like I cleaned up in the matchup. I was able to clean up 5 prizes really fast, and then I struggled getting the last prize. But I think at one point he ended me, and I just drew a Sycamore and just hit Electropowers and knocked him out. What happened? Game two, I think he had a much poorer start. Yeah, he had a much poorer start, and going into the near the end of the game, I don't really remember much of the game other than that. It came down to I had to hit Rope, Coco Prism, and like Energy Switch,
Mm-hmm.
and he ended me to 2, and I drew a VS Seeker, so I was able to just Sycamore. I whiffed, but I hit an Ultra Ball, so then I was able to set up for 6, and I was able to get the 3. They were like the 3 of those cards were in the first 4 I drew. So I was able to finish the game with a tag bolt for like 290 on a Zoroark or something, or roped around it to tag bolt something on the bench, a Lele, I believe, and a 1 prizer. Um, round 5, I played against a Zoroark. That was not close at all. That deck cannot do anything against Pikachu. He was like, I had turn 1 full blitz, I think both games, and he just sat there whiffing. He whiffed a attack game 2.
Mm-hmm.
And between both games, they pretty much went out the same. I got turn 1 full blitz, turn 2 tag bolts, and then he just could not do absolutely anything. I don't remember if he even knocked out a Pikachu, to be honest. I don't think so. Maybe. Round 6, I played a Pikachu Mirror. It's completely on who draws hotter. Game 1, I don't remember at all. I just know I drew hotter because I won it. And then game 2, I think I lost off dead drawing. I drew like a hand with like double energy switch. It was like all my 1-ofs and no supporters. So I just sat there and just lost. And then game 3, Koko-GX was able to clean up surprises, and that was pretty good. I think I got a turn. I was dead drawing, and then I top decked an Ultra Ball, and I was able to Ultra Ball for Let Loose. I Let Loosed and then was able to like hit a Shaymin, and he got like out of nowhere, no energy on the board, all the way to a full blitz, one hitting his active Pikachu,
Okay.
putting 3 on my bench, which put him into a pretty bad spot. Round 7, I ID'd against Pikachu. It was pretty stupid to ID there, but I wanted to secure the day 2
Okay.
and not choke. What?
Okay. Yeah.
Round 8, I played against Sableye. I think that matchup's heavily favored for Pikachu. I just sat there and full blitzed over and over again while he did nothing. I don't think it's very close because if you don't overbench, the Garbodor plus counter catchers does nothing, so seemed fine. Zapdos was also actually pretty good in that matchup to make sure I got a prize turn 1 because you can take all 6 prizes before they can like sort of get what they want to actually do and make you run out of energy, so that works. And then round 9, I played a Pikachu Mirror. Game 1, I think I hit a turn 1 tag bolt on his active Pikachu for knockout, and then he just wasn't able to respond, and I won from there. Game 2, I completely dead drew. I had a really similar hand to the round 6, where I had like double E switch and all of that. And then game 3, I was dead drawing again in a Pikachu Mirror, and but I was able to draw out of it like 2 turns later. Take a knockout Pikachu or something. No, I hit a Pikachu with his Pikachu. He whiffed the knockout of mine. And then I went in with Koko-GX. Koko-GX took 5 prizes because he got greedy and Guzma the Pikachu that he hit into. And then I was able to win the game with Zapdos by just knocking out a Marshadow.
Okay.
Into day 2 in round 10. I played a Pikachu Mirror. Don't remember how game 1 went at all. Other than that, I drew better than him, probably, or something. I do remember dead drawing game 2 really badly again, for like the third time in Pikachu Mirrors. And then game 3 came down to the end of the game. I had to like end him and Koko-GX, and then as long as he didn't hit like Guzma Energy, I think it was, those exact 2 or something off end, I was fine. So he whiffed, and I was able to win that. Round 11, I played against a Trevenant. It actually had Trashalanche Garbodor in it.
That's a twist.
Which was pretty weird. It did nothing because game 1 he item locked me. I played no items and just kept full blitzing until he lost. And then in game 2, he was only able to get 1 Phantom down. I used Zapdos to knock that out to slow him down. And his start was just really poor. I played a lot of items that game, but it didn't matter because the turn he put the Trubbish down, I just tag bolted it.
Mm-hmm.
So there was not much he could do about that. I ID'd the next round to Trevenant to get him into cut. Scooped the next one to Zorogarb. And then lost in top 8 to Zorogarb. Game 1 by a whiffing. Getting end 3 times to whiff VS Seeker for game with a pretty thin deck. And then game 2, I had a really favorable position and then got a double prize penalty for being awful at shuffling. So,
Well,
and then that was it.
would you like to talk to us a little bit about the double prize penalty at all, or?
So before the match, they told us that we needed to at least mash 3 times, blah blah blah. They were like, okay. And then I played a Trainer's Mail, riffled twice, played another Trainer's Mail, riffled twice again. My opponent was shuffling my deck. I didn't think anything of it. Pretty sure I failed both of them, actually. And judge stopped our game. We sat there for like 10 minutes, and then I got a double prize penalty.
Oh. Did you have any prior infractions before that at the tournament, or was that your only?
No, my last infraction was 2017.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I was watching the stream and it looked like you were in a pretty good spot that game, and the penalty happened, and then you just kind of tilted.
Yeah, it was kind of like in a spot too where he just hit my Pikarom, so the penalty really just like lost me the game immediately because he was gonna knock my Pikarom out, and there was just a Marshadow sitting on my bench. So
Well,
not much.
well, what's next for you? I guess. How are you doing on your season? Talk to us a little bit about yourself for people who don't know.
Next up is Columbia special event and Santa Clara in 2 weeks. My season's going pretty good. Almost locked spot in top 16 for Worlds, and I play Pokemon all day. Nothing else better to do.
Yeah, and Rainbow Six.
And Rainbow Six, I play Rainbow Six a lot.
Well, I guess we'll end it there. Any shout outs, anything you'd like to give before we call it?
I'd like to shout out Reagan for the Pikarom list, and my team Top Cook Comics for being an awesome sponsor.
Yeah, check it out. I'll leave Justin's link to his Twitter in the description below, and I will leave the deck code for his deck as well. Thank you for being here, Justin. Appreciate it, man. Good luck.
All right.